What's up, everybody? Welcome to our nightly passive income videos. Today, as you guys know, was the release of the first Instagram bot video that we're going to be double uploading from now on till the end of the year, to the last day of the year. We're going to be double uploading earlier in the mornings. We're doing Instagram bot videos, and then later at night we're doing passive income related videos. So go ahead, everybody. Welcome yourselves, or welcome to the videos, rather. Today's video, we're going to be talking about blogging, specifically things to be aware when passive income blogging. All right, we have a game plan for the video. We're going to be doing general blogging tips, and then I'm going to give you guys live step-by-step tutorials to show exactly what I mean. So this is exactly what it sounds like. All right, we're going to get better at blogging, and we do it one step at a time. And the first tip, okay, general blogging tips, right? Quality over quantity. And I'm using my my testosterone blog here as an example. We're slowly adding stuff to this blog, slowly making things better. There has been a lot of content produced for this blog, but not all of it is ready yet to be published. So things have to, essentially, as a business and as a brand, we have to go back, we have to change things, we have to add to the content, we have to make it better, and that's kind of the focus. So my recommendation to you guys is, I know a lot of the times in the blogging community, you hear experts say, I have 100 blogs on this website, or 80 blogs. I want you guys to focus on one blog at a time. Don't focus on 100, don't focus on 50, don't focus on 60, focus on one at a time. And honestly, this might be a little counterintuitive, but don't focus on monthly goals. If you know you're a consistent person and you're going to get out of bed and work anyway, then don't be concerned with how many blogs to produce for the month or for the week. I know that might seem like bad advice, but a lot of people are just concerned with the actual number they're producing. And Google doesn't give a crap about the number. They care about quality. They don't care about the quantity. And we're seeing this more and more, like I said, with the new updates. Like I said, Google put out a mobile update where the ever-scrolling update, it's letting people in page 2 and even page 3 get free traffic. Even on top of that, you guys have saw my results from last few videos. You don't need necessarily to have a blog post up for months before it gets ranked on Google for page 1. So there's a lot of indications here that Google is really, really focusing on the quality of your content. And you're not going to get ranked for quantity. Back in, let's say the second generation of Google's algorithm, quantity was a huge factor, and that was quantity of internal links, quantity of content, quantity of keywords, quantity of just in general, just a large amount of quantity was needed, because Google at the time was something not brand new, but it was relatively new, with not as much content on it and not as many people were aware of Google. But now we've gotten to the point where basically the whole world uses Google, and it's, I don't want to say a monopoly, but it's basically the number one. And I don't see any competitor even coming close to what Google can do. And they're focusing now on the quality. And they've been, getting closer and closer to that aspect over time. So if you're watching this video and you have a blog, erase from your mindset the idea that you need to create 100 blogs or 30 blogs a month. Guys, that's not the case. Focus on how good each blog post is, okay? The next tip is creating a blog outline. So you guys see this. I have my blogs here. This is an example of, here we have the ultimate guide on how to boost testosterone naturally. What we do is we like to create an outline for blog posts. I tell my virtual assistants this. I tell my employees this. Even myself, I do this. When I create a blog, what I'm starting off with is an outline. I'm thinking, okay, I have the topic, right, in my head. I wrote down the topic. I've done the keyword research. I know all about it. Now, for the subheadings and the actual headings, I need to come out with an outline. What's going to be the content? Now, what you want to do is you want to turn the outline into your table of contents. So you're going to be writing, and over here, you could do this with Funnelizer Pro, is you go over here, you just grab a container, right? And sometimes what I like to do for the container, that way I know this is the area for the table of contents, I'll go into the block here, go into the background color, and I just like to change the background color. And then what I'll do is I'll add text here. And this text, I'll go in and I'll create bullet points. And these bullet points will be my bullets essentially for my topics. So let's say I have a heading here, a heading there, a heading there, etc., and so on. And basically what I'm doing is I'm jotting down my thoughts. almost like in a journal kind of way. And what this is these are going to be serving as my headings. And what I'll do is I'll cross-check them. So I'll take these headings and I'll go into Google. I'll see if they're actually headings that people search for on Google. I'll go into different keyword tools, and I'll check on the keyword tools if those headings are there and they exist. Okay, and if that's all checks out, then after I write them all down, I know, okay, this is what I want to leave, this is what I want to add in. The good thing about this is that since it's all ready and written for me, I can go back into it and I can create what we call anchors. Okay, so this is the next tip. When you're creating a blog, you want to make passive income, you want to make money, there's going to be two benefits to anchoring the headings. So what are anchoring the headings? I'm going to show you guys all right now in the step-by-step tutorial here. But we're going to create scrollable links and match them to content containers. And this is great for Google SEO, and it's even better for your reader. Now, why is it good for SEO? Because Google, they don't really read your website. They read what's referred to as the HTML behind your website. So if I go on website preview here, and let's just preview the website, I go over here, I right click, and I hit select inspect. All of this that you're seeing here, all this code, guys, on the right side of my screen, this is the HTML. This is what Google is reading, okay? And so Google, when you have an anchor, Google knows about these anchors. So let's say here, one of the core pillars of improving testosterone is sleep management, right? This is part of the table of contents. What I'll do is I'll take this, okay, and I'll say, all right, do we have a piece of content that links to sleep management? In this case, since it's the first heading, I have it right here, okay? Now what I'll do is I'll go over here into my block and I'll create an anchor point. So I'll go over here and create an anchor point. And I'll just call this sleep management, for example. Now, the good thing about this, by the way, is that this, if you look when I type in the keyword, look underneath here. It says site.com/page # sleep management. Now, this is the anchor link. Okay, the anchor link just means to Google, okay, this is the link where they talk about sleep management. Well, if sleep management, and just imagine this to be an actual keyword here. This keyword, when people are searching for sleep management and testosterone, etc., Google now knows this blog contains that. It's almost like a better example of crawling, for example. When Google crawls your link, or your website rather, it's getting like a survey. It's collecting data on all the headings, all the tags, all the keyword, everything associated with the website. Well, what's going to be associated is we're going to give extra focus to a heading here. So we create an anchor point. Once we create the anchor point, we want to save our results, right? So we want to update. Then what we do is we go over here. Let's just go ahead and refresh the page just to make sure everything's functioning properly. We're going to go over here into sleep management. We're going to highlight this, okay? When we highlight this, we're going to click link, and we're going to select anchor point. We go into the anchor point. We just want to make sure this is the right article, okay? We go into our blogs here. Anchor point, blogs. Let's find the actual blog. So the blog is, I believe, hold on, let me check what the blog is titled. The blog is titled The Ultimate Guide on Boosting Testosterone Naturally. Let's go ahead and go over here. And by the way, this blog post is not finished, but you guys get my point here. We go into anchor point. We find the blog. The Ultimate Guide on Boosting Testosterone Naturally. The anchor point is right there, sleep management. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make sure it opens in the same tab and hit select. Now if you notice what happens, this gets underlined automatically. And if I click on it, it shows a hyperlink. Okay, so let's go ahead and update this. Now, when Google's reading this, okay, as a table of contents, they see I have hyperlinked the parts of my table of contents. And guys, you want to do this with every single part of your table of contents. Now, this blog post is in draft, but I updated it just so you guys can see what it looks like. We hit website preview here. Let's say we're reading through the table of contents. We select sleep management. Guess what happens? It takes us down to the area where sleep management is mentioned. Now, number one, this is good for your reader because the reader now has access to exactly what you're reading or what they want to read very quickly. If you guys remember, I've said this before, but our pillar posts, guys, which is what I call the super content post, the super content post typically, after doing all the information we need to add and all that kind of stuff, they're typically no less than 5,000 words. I mean, sometimes they could go even up to 10,000 words for a blog post. And we're talking about getting ranked on Google. Now, I know I said it's about quality and not quantity. The reason why I'm even mentioning numbers here, which is quantity in this case, is just to give you guys a glimpse, an example of sometimes how big posts can be. for our big posts like that, our super content posts, we need to create a table of contents, because the reality is we don't want to bore our readers. There's going to be so much content on that page, it's going to drive them crazy, right? So we're going to essentially link our table of contents to anchor points, and these anchor points are read by Google because we have these links, and these anchor points that are checked by Google or crawled by Google are essentially indicators for the blog post to let Google know these are keywords that we're choosing to rank for aside from just headings. So when Google, at the end of the day, when their algorithm is comparing blog to blog to blog, they're looking for the small, finer details to give the end user a better experience. And there's nobody here watching this video who can disagree with what I'm saying, that this gives people a better experience. It absolutely does, right? The large table of contents, the clickable anchor points. This is it works very, very well. All right, so that's one of the features that we do to make the blog better. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next one. Altifying your images. So what do I mean when I say altifying? Altify is not actually a real word. That's kind of a word that I made up. But essentially, you're adding alt text to your images. It's a free way to get free traffic, and it absolutely does not hurt, and it can only help. Let me show you guys how it works. So let's go ahead and head over to the blog post that I just wrote here about cinnamon. Does cinnamon increase testosterone? And if I go ahead and scroll down here, I have a post on cinnamon, an image. Instead of just adding an image, alt text was designed. Google knows that there are people who are blind, okay? And they can't see. And so they use alt text to essentially are indicators for, no offense, but blind people to be able to navigate through a blog. And I know you're going to ask me, how do they do it? I'm not an expert on that, but all I know is that's what alt text was designed for. Well, what happens is when you indicate from an SEO standpoint, and a lot of SEOs started to notice this, that when you indicate on alt texts, you start to rank better on Google. So let me guys show you how that works. When you add an image here using Funnelizer Pro, you go over here and you select edit image. You could see here in the image description, if I just copy and paste this description, okay, it says add image description. This is where the alt text is added, okay, boom, right there. That's where the image, the image alt text is added. That's what essentially image description is. Now I can add an image caption, but that's going to be something like an overlay here, which is really not needed in my case for this blog, but that's just an option. But in terms of alt text, you guys need to do this, especially if you're using Funnelizer Pro. Now, all these features that I'm showing you are all on Funnelizer Pro. I can't speak for any other platform, guys, because, every platform is a little bit different. But if you go over here to Funnelizer Pro, it's a place where you can create blogs, you can create websites, you can create e-commerce stores, you can create landing pages, funnels, etc. You guys probably know about this platform already. I don't need to keep talking about it too much. I've done the tutorials, I've done the videos, I've spoken about how great of a tool it is. You guys probably already know how cheap it is to create a blog, $8 a month on there. So there's not much that needs to be said. Let's go ahead and move on to the next and final tip. Accept donations on all blog posts, guys. This is what you guys need to do. Accept donations on all blog posts. Let's go ahead and show you guys how that works. So, if I preview my website here, you guys can see, if I scroll here, boom, support us with your donation. We have a name, email form with the amount, card number, I'm not a robot, submit, and we can accept donations like this. If I go to the bottom of certain blog posts, I forget which blog post it was that I added it in. Let me go ahead and check here. We've added a place where you can accept donations. Now, let me show you guys how this works. I believe, is it this blog post? I'm not even sure. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Okay, it's not this blog post, but we'll do it anyway. Okay, you go over here to widgets. You click add widget. You go over here to donation. Okay, well, first of all, you want to create a container. So you create an empty container, kind of like this, which is just like an empty, slice on your website, an empty part on your website, compartment. Go over here to donation. You just drag and drop the donation box. You go over here. Instead of edit fields, you just click on the donation and you hit edit settings. Now, if you guys look at the settings here, you have send email notification to email. So once you ever receive a donation, you want it to be sent to a certain email saying, hey, you received a donation, etc. To notify you, you can do that here. You can add your own email. Now, there's two ways to accept payment donations. You have Braintree and you have Stripe, okay? With Braintree, you can accept PayPal, and you can add your Braintree, keys. And you just go to API settings, and you add your ID, you add your private key, you add your public key, and then boom, you're done. You're allowed to accept donations, which is pretty epic. If you're going to be using Stripe like I do, Stripe is very easy. You just add a publishable key, private key, which, like I said, if you don't know how to do this, just literally search on Google. It takes 2 seconds, and you get to add, you get to accept donations for your blogs. Now, people might ask me, do donations actually work? Like, can does it work? And I tell you, absolutely it works. There are so many businesses out there that are running specifically on donations. I can't even list out so many. There's so many. PBS, Kevin Samuels, different news networks, all running on donations. So pay attention to businesses that accept donations. Now, something that I did notice is that people in business fields might struggle a little accepting donations. When I say accepting donations, I mean the people in the business fields are just frugal. They just don't want to give people donations, which is fine. But any other field, we're talking fitness, health, personal health, depression, all these different kind of niches, pretty much any other than business, does really well with accepting donations, and I am a person who speaks from experience. There's no shame in accepting donations. There's no shame in making money online. If you're contributing to the community by giving a free blog that people can read from, there's no reason why you should be ashamed of adding a donation section. Now, what I like to do is I like to go over here into all the blog posts, and I like to click on this button here. It says Edit Header and Sidebar. And I have, if you guys notice here, on the header and sidebar area, I have what's the section right here. Okay, support us with your donation, add the donation. I simply just literally added the donation box here and added it, etc. So you guys kind of see how this works. Now, with this section with the donations, you have a section here that you can view your blocks and elements. I have wait, no, I don't. Never mind. I was gonna say I have a save blocked element. In this case, I don't. What you could do is you can go over here to donations and you can click save. Okay, you can copy your widget. Okay, and you can save this donation widget. So you can go click save in your account and you can give it a name. I'll give it a name called donation, so that whenever I go to my other pages and my other blog posts, I can head back here. I can go onto any blog post, I can grab the widget, okay, and I can just drag it and drop it so I don't have to actually add in all the information every single time, okay? So that's just a little, awareness for you guys. And so what you could do, like I said, is just save the what's it called? The block, the container, the widget, and just copy and paste it from there, from the little saved elements. And that's it, guys. These are a few tips to get your blog up and running, get it going, make money from your blog, and let's just go over them real quick. Quality is over quantity, 100 times out of 100. Make sure your blogs are full of quality over quantity. It doesn't matter how much you're publishing every single day. You don't get brownie points for that in Google's eyes. In fact, Google might penalize you because they think you might be spamming the algorithm. All right. The next thing, you got to create a blogging outline. Utilize the blogging outline. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone by using it for a table of contents. The next one, anchor your headings. Once you finish your outline in your table of contents, you're going to take your table of content bullet points. You're going to anchor them into the actual content that fits in the blog. Works very well for Google. Works very well for your readers. Saves them time. Makes you look better in Google's eyes. And it indicates for Google on keywords. Altify your images. Remember, add the alt text to your images to help Google pick them up faster, and just shows the Google that you care. And lastly, accept donations on your blogs. Make that free money. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully, this video helped you out. If you guys aren't using Funnelizer Pro already, I'm telling you, you're missing out on a huge opportunity to succeed in business. There's no tool that can, essentially do what it could do for as low price as it could do. Also, I didn't even mention this, but there's a built-in email and automation software in there that you don't even have to go to any other software to do this. So, no question, Funnelizer Pro is leaps and bounds above any other competitor. For example, ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels, what are you going to do? You're only going to build funnels. Shopify, what are you going to do? You're only going to build e-commerce store. And the list goes on and on. MailChimp, what are you going to do? Only email marketing. You get Funnelizer, it's everything combined. All right, guys, so I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye.